Force vets testify UFOs have turned off nuclear warheads and shot test missiles out of the sky at U.S. bases. Shalom, shalom. Before I start this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the few Aquaf that listen and subscribe as well. It's your brother Damo Agabar here from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson, Lord willing to edify and give you a warning from Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. As you can see, this article from Natural News, shows you ultimately just how deep doo-doo, Esau, Edom, and these different militaries of these nations are truly in when it comes to the power and the power and the might of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai through the holy angels, which, the vehicles that the angels travel in is what the world ignorantly calls what the world calls UFOs. And as you can see, this just shows you that the Lord has control over everything on this planet Earth. And He ultimately has control over the greatest destroying force on this planet Earth, which are the nuclear missiles, which will be used in the near future during World War III, and and to be used as the judgment that will fall upon Babylon the Great and end Esau Edom's rulership on this planet Earth. And through Esau's pride, man, he really believes that he's in control, that he can't be stopped, that the Most High, is going to allow him to succeed with his new world order, and continue to rule on this planet Earth forever through technology and artificial intelligence and all this other nonsense. But he's in for a rude awakening. All right, and this just further confirms the things that are written in the scriptures. That it shows you that the Lord ultimately is the one that's in control of these ICBM missiles. These missiles are ultimately, the weapons of His indignation. And all He did was put the spirit on Esau to create these things, all right? So let me get a precept. No, let me get this first. This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy, you see? And the waster are these ICBM missiles, which, as you can see, according to this article, that the chariots or the UFOs totally have control over, man. So, at the end of the day, this is why we tell you that these missiles will be used. They will be shot off, whether, these different military personnel press the button or not. They're going to be shot off, because if the missiles have the power to shut off these nuclear missiles, you don't think they have the ability to turn them on as well and to get them to fire and to shoot? Of course they do. And it shows you that the chariots even have the ability to shoot down these missiles if they want to. But of course, we know that they want to be used because these are part of the indignation of the Lord, which I will show you. Let me see. It says Pentagon investigators have recently interviewed multiple veterans about their experiences allegedly witnessing UFOs tampering with American military equipment, including the nuclear arsenal. You see, according to a Daily Mail report, a pair of Air Force vets testified to the U.S. military all-domain anomaly resolution office about their encounters. It says Robert Salas, who was a U.S. Air Force ICBM launch officer, told the Pentagon he witnessed an orange flying disc disarm 10 nuclear warheads at Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana in 1967. You see? So, you just see the power that the angels have over the earth and over the, like I said, the most destroying power on the face of the earth, which are, carnally, which are these nuclear missiles that the angels and the Most High has total control over them, which is why they will be used, which is why they're going to fall down upon the head of the wicked. It says the other Air Force officer, Dr. Robert Jacobs, showed AARO a 35mm film reportedly showing a UFO shooting a test missile out of the sky in '64 on a U.S. airbase. Salas, who was now 82 years old, was happy to finally have the government reach out, telling Daily Mail, "I've been wanting to tell a government agency my story for over 50 years. It was a great big relief," you see? And you can see Esau's in deep doo-doo, man. All right, which is why we tell you that nuclear, this nuclear, these nuclear missiles will be shot from the ends of the earth, and they will hit the target because it's ultimately all the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see, it says, in 1964, a flying object was allegedly filmed flying into the frame, shooting a warhead with a beam of light. Keep that in mind, with a beam. Let me get that now, man. Let me get that now, man. All right, because this is exactly how the chariots, when Yahweh Shai returns with his great army, is going to subdue all of the military of all these different nations, man. Now watch. This is 2 Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and that's Yahweh Shai and the holy angels, when he cracks the skies to come to make his second return. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire, because these chariots have celestial powers, man. Concentrated fire that they're going to shoot out of the chariots to destroy these different militaries, of all these heathen nations. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a great number, a multitude of men out of number, from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is Yahweh Shai. And I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain that he flew upon it. And this is what the world will call a UFO, which are the chariots of Israel, which that's what the Lord is going to fly upon. And that's how he's going to come back to fight against, Esau, Edom, and all these different militaries of the world in the valley of Jehoshaphat. It says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire. You see? What did it say here that he saw when the chariot did his thing? Slack it, man. Don't be tripping this shit. It said what? A beam of light. What is coming out of the chariot? It says it had been a blast of fire. See? So it's showing you that the chariots have these different capabilities upon them. But in this instance with Ezra, he saw, instead of a beam of light, he saw a blast of fire come out of the chariots, man. And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, which fell with violence upon the multitude. Well, how the hell you think they blew that missile out of the sky with this same type of firepower, man? You see? Which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. You see? So the scriptures are on point, man. And what these different guys are saying that they witness is can be filtered through what Ezra saw when Yahweh Shai came with the thousands of angels and fought against all the armies of these different nations on the planet Earth. See, it says, in 64, a flying object was allegedly filmed flying into the frame, shooting a warhead with a beam of light. He told the Daily Mail, now remember, all this stuff is flying at several thousand miles an hour. So this thing fires a beam of light at the warhead, hits it, and then moves up, fires another beam of light, goes down and fires another beam of light, and then flies out the way it came in, and the warhead tumbles out of space. The object, the point of light that we saw, the warhead was so forth, was traveling through subspace about 60 miles straight up, Jacobs added, and they were going somewhere in the neighborhood of 11,000 to 14,000 miles an hour when this UFO caught up to them, flew around them, and flew back out, you see? The Air Force's boss wrote before his death that he had witnessed the footage 4 times before CIA agents shipped it off to an undisclosed location. Upset about being quiet, Jacob said, I don't give a goddamn what anybody says about it. I saw it on film. I was there, you see? And what did the Pentagon do? They came and snatched up that footage because they don't want it to be seen. So let me check this. You see? So it further validates what the scriptures say, is going to happen in the end when Yahushua returns, man. And what they saw the chariots do to that nuclear warhead ain't nothing compared to what the Lord is going to do to all these armies and the great multitude gathered together to fight against Yahushua in the last days, man. You see? Like I just read in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. You see? But like I said, but the second time when these missiles get shot, the Lord's not going to shoot them down. That was just the Lord displaying his power and showing his might. Showing, basically showing Esau, look, I'm in control of all of your military installations. And I could, these missiles are going to be shot whether you want them to be shot or not. Because why? Jeremiah 50:25, Yahweh hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Come up against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. This is the judgment that's going to come to Babylon the Great, America. All right, and the weapons that the Lord has created are ultimately these ICBM missiles, man. That he, like I read, he created the smith to blow up the coal in the fire. And after that guy Oppenheimer dropped that bomb, man, he said, I am become death. I have become the destroyer of worlds. And did the Lord say that he created the waster to destroy? You see? And that's these different nuclear missiles, man. Which showed you that the Lord is in control of all of these things. And like I said, these missiles are going to be used, man. They're going to be shot because they're all the judgment and the word of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see? And it's gonna happen. It's not gonna not happen. All right. What does it say? Verse 29. It says, "Call the archers against Babylon," which is talking about America. "All ye that bend the bow," and we know that the bow is representative of what do you shoot out of a bow? An arrow. What do you call a stolen ICBM missile? A broken arrow. See, but the Bible was referring to it in symbolic talk, because when the prophets saw these ICBM missiles, they can only use the wording or things that they have seen to compare it to. They didn't know what an ICBM missile is, what a Satan missile too, was. That term didn't exist, but they refer to them as these arrows. It says camp round against it round about. See, because right now you have Russia are putting strategic nuclear missiles in places to go to war. They literally have submarines right now in the Atlantic and in the Pacific surrounding America so that they can shoot these arrows upon this place at the time appointed. It says, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her, for she have been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel, you see? And that's why the Lord had these missiles to be created, so that they could, recompense Babylon the Great, America and Esau for all that they have done, to the chosen people of the Most High, their blasphemy against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and ultimately to bring their judgment down upon them in these last days. As you can see, the chariots and the angels are in total control of these nuclear missiles, man. Like I said, whether they push the button or not, guess what? The Lord can use the chariots to go and to arm these things and to have them to shoot and to fire and to be used, man. So Esau, you are in deep doo-doo, man. So I just wanted to go into that real quick, man. Hey, Lord willing, you were edified. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, putting the spirit of me to do this lesson. Until the next one, shalom.